You're muted.
Okay, sorry. Welcome to the February 19th core team meeting. The first item on the agenda is Pietro with the Rust domain names. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, Rust doesn't have any legal entity yet. So the domain names has to be registered as a real person. And at the moment, all the domain names were registered in Alex's name. But like Alex is transitioning out of, like he's trying to scale back development in Rust. So we will need to figure out who's going to have their name on the domains. I brought this up because we're transferring their Rust.rs domains as part of the Gandhi sponsorship, and they need a name. So since we need to give a new name, we need to figure out who should have their name on the domains.
Are you willing to, Pietro?
It would be fine. Like maybe I'm probably the person in the organization who's more like I'm the co-lead of the infra team and possibly soon the only leaders, depending on when I don't want to step down. So
I think someone on core who is also on infra is the choice, and that would be you or Mark. And since you're leading infra, I think that's the best choice.
The only other consideration would be, should it be someone from Mozilla?
I think the reason why we have all these troubles, Mozilla wanted to have the domain, like the domain names on Mozilla, we would not have this conversation. Florian, you're muted.
Which domain names are we exactly speaking about? Rustlang.org or .rs and the other one?
Like the most basic one is rustapp.rs and the other .rs domain names because we are transferring them, but every single domain name is at the moment under Alex's name.
Including rustlang.org?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. I would actually prefer if something like rustlang.org were with the copyright holder, which is currently Mozilla. At least like that's the biggest central spot, but yeah, I see.
Well, since Nico's not here, I would say let's check with Nico, and it should be Nico or Pietro. And we can check with Nico offline.
Yeah, I'll talk soon after the meeting. Like we need them quite quickly because the transfer code is expiring, and getting the transfer code again is going to be okay. So we want, at the moment, we just care about the .rs, the rustapp.rs domain, not the rustlang.org. Like we can, if the concern is that is rustlang for the trademark, we can.
I mean, my general preference is that the domains were owned by an entity which can internally switch over the people who are owning it, but I don't see that happening within the next few days, so probably at least temporarily moving it over to you makes sense.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay, skipping stage RFCs, legal issues. Florian, do you have any update on the licensing copyright clarity?
Yes. We have worked on the document there, Nico and I, asynchronously. One of the things we came up with is the contact point for this is currently core. As there's a number of people that actually show interest in caring about the licensing situation and fixing things, might make sense to form a small team, which is mainly a contact point, like licensing at rustlang.org, and you will reach the people that actually care and can make decisions. And we have worked on the wording, and we'll probably be able to release it in the next week or two.
Okay, next item, white papers.
I've been in touch with NRC. and we picked the white paper for PinCap back up. There's a couple of rephrasings. We're gonna work on this until next week. Then he'll be on holidays, and after that's settled, we'll try to get it released. Maybe passed by PinCap.
Okay. Roadmap planning. The RFC has finished FCP. I'm not up on who actually merges RFCs now.
It sort of depends. Like my understanding is basically anybody from the relevant team is allowed to actually do the merge, because like procedurally it's about the RFC bot saying that like this is done. So anyone, in my understanding, can do it.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to do it?
Which RFC is this?
The
Roadmap.
roadmap RFC.
It's linked in the paper doc.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you volunteering, Manish?
I mean, I could.
That would be great.
All right.
Thank you. Are any teams planning on writing blog posts about their own team roadmap?
I still have to write my Docs team winding down blog post, which is sort of kind of writing about the roadmap. But I, especially after Mischievous' posts, like I feel like I should take the time and actually get this done finally. So seems good.
We can check in on that if you'd like a reminder every week.
I have a personal reminder every day.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I appreciate it though.
Rust survey is mostly Nico's. Anyone have anything? Okay. Governance working group is Nico. Aiden, have you written an announcement that Pietro has joined the core team? You are muted.
Thank you. No, not yet.
Do you have plans to?
Yes, I was going to do it before this meeting, but I got caught up in something that meant that I arrived late. So yes.
Okay. The next item is from Pietro, creating a web presence umbrella team similar to DevTools.
Okay, so like basically this is something that I wanted to bring up. I think I mentioned it in the channel. Like we should create an umbrella team that houses the Docs.rs, creates IO and possibly website team.
Yeah.
And manages cross-cutting concerns like the design of Rust or the Rust websites and things like that. And also that will formalize the website team and find a place for the Docs.rs team, which at the moment was left undecided in the pull request on the team repo. So I'm willing to coordinate to talk with the leads of the various teams and write a charter to put in RFC if this is something Carl wants.
So from the website side, at least, I've already expressed that I want this. And also, I mean, you were a part of that issue when we were figuring out where the Docs.rs team should be in DevTools or elsewhere. From the DevTools side as well, I felt that this might be the best option. And yeah.
To be clear, I'm not willing to lead such team. Like I have
That was gonna be my question: is who's gonna lead it?
So like I want to chat with the leads of Crits.io, Docs.rs, and I guess everything on website because we don't have a lead, and figure out if someone is willing to step up on that.
Wait, I thought I and Florian were leading website. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, I don't have probably yeah. So
yeah.
I'm positive. I think it makes sense. It has also been raised that the pages are kind of all run by the Rust project, but not well integrated. So, for example, it could make sense to have a search function on like a create search function on the website or things like that. One of the questions is, should we also put Rostop RS under it because it's kind of a web property that we have?
I want to kill that website.
Okay, good.
Like my plan is that that will be a redirect to the main website.
Yeah, okay. What else? I had something else in mind. It can't be that important if I forgot it, so please continue.
So I think this is probably a good idea. Two concerns are lack of leadership bandwidth right now. I think we'd want to sort that out before we go ahead with this. And the other is that we kind of have it on our plate this year to think about organization of the Rust org itself. And I wonder if this should be a part of that or wait for that. I don't know. I don't want to block this. It's such an anti-pattern blocking kind of small improvements on big improvements, but it does seem quite closely related.
Like for the last point, I think we can say that like we want this to be in the right place in an ideal org chart, and then we simply ignore the rest and do the rest in a separate step.
Yeah, I basically think if there is someone who is willing to lead this team, we should do it. But if there's no one to lead it, then no.
Does it? I mean, I'm not entirely sure because I think that we can still having this be formalized as a team and having like at least a formal sort of venue for the teams to sort of come together and talk about these things will at the very least help, and it might also help get some cross-pollination, especially on the design front.
Yeah, like I don't expect much. Like I don't expect weekly meetings for the web presence team or something like that. Like I envision it more like the DevTools team, where every sub-team works mostly independently, but there are cross-cutting concerns that are handled by the parent team.
So at the current state of things, I actually agree with this argument because just getting those teams to talk might even have them take less bandwidth, like agreeing on things where we can maybe share work and instead of maintaining 4 products, slowly moving to just maintaining 3.5. I don't know. I think starting to talk, I would, for example, find a meeting where all these 4 topics are discussed, a much better use of my time than having meetings just on the website.
Yeah, like I think this is this is something we can decide between leads. So
yeah.
Okay. So I'll start working on that.
Yeah, I like the idea of, because so it seems that everyone involved in any of these websites, like the teams are all quite small, so you all could just have one meeting with all the separate teams together. I don't know, it might be a good place to start, see what it's like, and if it's productive, then pick a leader and formalize things a bit more.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds like there's a path forward. Does anyone have anything else for the public part of the meeting? Okay, I'm going to switch the recordings.
So